Take a breath before we start. Not to relax, but to notice. Notice what feels effortful right now. Not externally, but internally. This new moon carries a recalibration energy. Not quite acceleration, not urgency, but recalibration. It asks for honesty before action. If growth feels unusually heavy lately, it's often not because the work is too big, but because the identity carrying the work is outdated. You're almost trying to execute at a new level with an old internal contract. So this is where a Queen of Cups kind of awareness helps. Not emotional intensity, but emotional truthfulness. The willingness to quietly admit, this no longer feels aligned for me. No performance, no justification, just signal. You may notice signals like fatigue without clarity, resistance to things you normally push through, or motivation dropping around roles you once held so tightly. That's not regression. That's an identity drift becoming visible. So most people respond to this by pushing harder. But this cycle supports something closer to temperance energy. A measured adjustment, intentional blending, internal recalibration before external movement. So instead of asking, what should I do next? Ask, which version of me is trying to do it? The achiever? The rescuer? The over-responsible one? The self-sacrificing one? Name that driver. Because strategy without identity alignment tends to create drag. Even when the plan is good, execution feels heavy, when the self-definition underneath it is expired. So this is where emotional sobriety is useful. Not suppression and not storytelling of old narratives, but sobriety. And sobriety comes through as a clear signal, clean naming of what you're feeling, and no exaggeration. So quietly tell the truth to yourself about what you've outgrown, what you're maintaining out of habit, and what your system is no longer willing to fund with energy. Really, this is an identity editing season. Private edits, internal rewrites. You know, the kind that don't look dramatic, but they change your leadership footprint over time. So let integration come before acceleration. Let clarity come before commitment. And let your truth come before performance. That's the real leverage point. So if this reflection resonated, the full executive intuition framework for February goes deeper into how identity, belief patterns, and leadership decisions connect. You're invited to watch it as a next video. Take what lands, apply what's true, and release what isn't.